So I decided to make a video blog in my pajamas. This is like this is a free t-shirt from a ska band that I don't even listen to. And my glasses, my nastiness, and a full face of makeup. And I'm sure I'm holding this in my hands, by the way, because I could not find a good position on my bed. I don't know. So, yeah, I'm wearing a full face of makeup. Ooh, ooh. But yeah, I just got really bored and decided to put on makeup. My face looks flawless on camera, I'm sure. But if you saw me in person, you could see like the inches of makeup on my face, and the pores in my face are screaming right now. So as soon as I finish this, I'm going to go wash it off. So this is my first foray into YouTube video blogging. When I was a member of Suicide Girls, I used to do video blogs every once in a while, and what is? And then like I don't know, I'm not a member of that site anymore. Nothing for any controversial reasons. I just can't afford to be a member of the site anymore. So here I am on YouTube and on Blogger. I think that's what the site's called. Sorry, making a video blog. So I don't have much to talk about. Other than two things. I have decided that I'm going to go by my first name and my middle name professionally. Um, what kind of brought about the change was nothing more than I hate my last name. I've hated my last name since I was a child. Um, yeah, that's about it. So, and I'm also just don't really speak to anybody in my family on my dad's side aside from my from my dad, basically. And like one of my uncles who sends me like a Christmas text message, video message, whatever, like picture message is like Happy New Year, Merry Christmas, Happy Birthday, whatever. But other than that, like I've just sort of estranged myself from everybody in my family, either by force or just by distance. Like one of my uncles, he was sort of a dick to me, so I decided I wasn't going to speak to him anymore. I know it sounds horrible, but I kind of kicked my grandma out of my life too. But it was something that had to be done. She was just not, she's a very toxic person to have in my life, and it's horrible to say that about your own grandparent, but it's true. And another one of my uncles, he and I just kind of grew apart. I mean, like, he's a really awesome guy. I have nothing bad to say about him, but he and I just never really kept in touch. I'm shit at keeping in touch with people anyway, so I mean, like, the fact that my parents themselves don't keep in touch with members of my family, and the fact that I'm sort of expected to, it was bound to happen eventually that, I just wasn't gonna speak to any of them anymore, so yeah, so I'm no longer going to have an Irish last name professionally, eventually legally. I don't know when or how I'm going to be able to do that because that can really probably offend my dad and some other people. But for now, professionally, I'm going to go first name, middle name. What else? Oh, yes. I reconnected with somebody who I met 4 or 5 years ago. Um, and I mean, like, we sort of reconnected on Facebook like 2 years ago, and then we just kind of kept each other on each other's friends list, but we never really spoke to each other. And for whatever reason, by the fates, we started speaking again regularly. And he moved out to LA, and I think I'm gonna go visit him in the next month. And this is this is actually a really really big deal for. I'm sorry that I keep moving this. It's just I'm sure it's distracting, but my hand gets tired of holding this up, and then I have to change positions. But anyway, so yeah, he and I sort of reconnected, and I'm going out to LA, and I don't know how many people know this, but LA is sort of a touchy subject for me. I went to LA not a long time ago, but when I was younger, about 4 or 5 years ago actually. I went out to LA and I had a horrible time and I was miserable. A lot of personal things happened to me. I've had a lot of revelations about a lot of things while I was out in LA, and for that reason, I just don't like LA. Plus, I'm a New York girl. Like driving and going everywhere, that's just not my thing. But yeah, so I'm hopefully gonna conquer that fear of going back to LA. Besides, In-N-Out Burger is in LA, and I love In-N-Out Burger. I can tell you my order: 3x4, no tomatoes, raw chopped onions, extra spread, animal style fries, and a lemon up. Yeah, it's pretty bad. If we had In-N-Out on the East Coast, I would probably never ever leave New York. But yeah, I need to get my In-N-Out and see my friend and, hopefully have a better repertoire with LA than I did before. So, what else? Oh, I saw a band over the weekend. Band's name is Big D and the Kids Table. They're really, really, really cool band. They have sort of a split style. They bill themselves as ska punk, but we all know ska punk, everybody thinks of Less Than Jake, and they have some songs that sort of sound like that, but that's not really, the kind of songs that I like them about. Their last album called Strictly Rude, which is really awesome, and you should really, illegally pirate it or buy it or, do whatever you gotta do, is really good. And it's more like a rock steady sort of reggae roots sort of album mixed with ska, and it's really really good. And they demoed two new songs and at the show, and both of them were really, again, in that direction of the slow rock steady reggae roots, and I really really like it, and I like the direction that the band is going in. They've sort of gone away from this, like teenage Less Than Jake pop punk sort of thing, and sort of developed their own sound, and they're a little bit slower, a little bit more mature, and I no longer embarrassed to say that I like them as a band. And yeah, I mean, like, it was just really awesome. They played a lot of like their slower stuff, which I'm sure most of the teenagers there didn't like, but I really enjoyed myself and I was dancing all by myself. And their lead singer, whose name is David McWayne, he has his own book of poetry, which I plan on purchasing as soon as I get my tax return and reading it. One of my friends owns it. She bought it 2 years ago while they were on tour, and I started it, and now I'm at the point where it's like I want to read it. And so when I get that, I'm gonna buy it. And let's see what else. I think that's it. I'm gonna go wash off my makeup and hope you all have a lovely, lovely evening.